Welcome back to Mama's Moments of Growth, where we hold space for growth, identity, and grace in every season of motherhood. I am Patience.
Die Mercy. And in today's episode, we're diving into something that many of us resist, and that's something that we all need, and that is structure.
Well, you can say that again. So,
Hmm.
we're calling this one Structure in Motherhood, a key to your sanity, stability, and self care. Because this is not just about the rigid schedules or perfection,
Mm.
it's about creating structure that supports you,
Yep.
your energy,
Yep.
your values, and your family needs.
Let's be real. Structure gets a bad rap sometimes, especially in motherhood. And the reason for this is because we think of it as restrictive, it's robotic, and it's just one more thing that we need to manage, organize, or we need to own.
Definitely. But here's the truth, structure actually creates freedom. When your day has a rhythm, your mind doesn't have to keep scrambling. There's a sense of flow, predictability, peace, even in the chaos.
It's true. I mean, structure helps reduce decisions, it helps reduce fatigue, it supports emotional regulation, and it creates the margin for rest, something that we all need, joy, and
Yep.
peace in the long run. I just want actually mamas to really think about this. I want you to think about, when do you feel, most scattered during the day, and what kind of structure could support you in that moment? Now, patience. I know I've asked the mums this already, but I'm still going to throw this at you as well. Like, when do
Wheels
you,
coming.
when do you feel most, scattered during a day, and then what kind of structure could support you in that moment?
You know what? I think this podcast is very timely, and I think I'm feeling it now. And I'll tell you why. It's the season change for me. So, as a mum, for me, I feel more scattered when kids come back from school, up
Mm,
from school to bedtime. Now, their energy is on a different level. The bedtime that we originally had for them to go to bed
yeah,
doesn't seem to exist anymore. And I don't know why. I have my little one telling me, I'm like, it's bedtime. He's like, no, he draws the curtain and he's like, Mummy, the sun is still there.
yeah,
And I'm like, no, 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 no. But it's actually bedtime.
uh-huh.
And I think like if I the kind of structure I would wish to have,
Mm,
so I don't know, I'm currently working on it now, would be for them to go to bed at that the same time that they used to go,
hmm.
so I can have those evenings to myself just to, wind down and reflect on the day and just have my me time.
Yeah,
But the thing that I is a non-negotiable for me, I'm not I'm not pushing that bedtime. So when it is that time for bed, whether you like or not, whether the sun is bright, you're gonna be in your bed.
of
Do
course.
whatever you want in your room,
Yeah.
but now it's still mummy's time and or daddy's time. Yeah.
I mean,
How about you?
yeah, just it's funny you say that, because I think I'm just gonna go touch on what you just said in terms of the um the change in season, the children. Now for us, my girls as well, they were like, no, it's not bedtime, it's still mom, it's really sunny outside. I'm like, that's fine. Go and look at the clock. That's what I literally introduced, the whole clock, for them to see that it's actually
Yeah,
8 o'clock. Then they will go to bed.
yeah.
So I think they're used to it now. But I think maybe that's something that we can, as moms, we can introduce to our children, that yes, it is bedtime. Yes, it's sunny. But if you look at the clock, what is the time? What number is on the clock? If they know what number it is, it's bedtime. That might help. For me, I feel most scattered in the morning. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The reason why for me is not because, I'm not going to bed on time, or not because my children are not going to bed on time, because they are. They sleep for the night most nights. Sometimes, yes, we get broken sleep. So that doesn't help, especially when I have to be up really early for like morning prayer. My children, they're usually ready for school by 8 o'clock. But for whatever reason, I always find that we always leave home later than what I would like to most days. But surprisingly, we still make it to school on time, which is great. But I feel like, yeah, for me, I feel most scattered in the morning, just because broken sleep. The girls keep coming to our room every now and again because probably they can't sleep properly, or it's too hot, or maybe they've had a bad dream. And I think also the season, the heat wave, it hasn't helped at all for the last
Gosh,
the
tell me
last few
about it.
weeks. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, for me, it's just the mornings I feel most scattered. In the evenings, it's not as bad, if I'm honest.
Um, do you know, I was just thinking, I wonder what is, obviously we're still like young mums, should we say? I
Mm,
wonder what it's like for the older mums.
yes.
What is their routine like now? You don't have kids that you have to tell go to bed. Maybe
Hmm.
you do. Um, and what structure do they currently have in place? Like,
Mm.
so if we got any seasoned mums listening, please. Comment. Let's know what
Yes,
structures
please.
do you have in place.
100%. It'll be good to know.
Yep. I want to move on slightly, talking about finding your rhythm. And I want to highlight that again. I didn't say finding the rhythm, finding your rhythm.
Mm,
And the reason why I say that is the key here is not someone else's rhythm
mhm.
or routine. It's about finding a rhythm that actually works for you.
And do you know what? You're so right in saying that, patience, because, mamas, maybe, your mornings need calm and less chaos. Maybe your evenings are, when everyone unravels, does their thing. Or, maybe it's even, times whereby you need like just a minute, for yourself, but ask yourself, what rhythms do I crave and not what I just need? What do you crave?
I like that. I like that. I like that. And I want to draw back on the fact that the importance that to recognize that life is different for everybody. And even me and you, life is
Yeah.
different. We don't have the same rhythm.
Nope.
No two families are actually the same.
Mm-mm.
First of all, like your children's ages, your energy level. I'm telling you, sometimes even recording this podcast, Mercy's level is high and I'm low, or it's vice versa. I'm high.
Literally, literally. Oh
And
gosh.
and she's low. Your work, your home responsibilities.
Mm,
We've both got different responsibilities outside of just being a mother as well. Your personality, it just
mm,
definitely shapes how your day flows. So I think it's really important in you finding that your own rhythm.
mhm.
So I just wanted to put that out there because we're trying to mothers understand that comparing doesn't help
No.
sometimes. It doesn't help.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
You can only compare to get advice on something that maybe you feel like you're stuck on, but
Yeah.
really, motherhood is unique. So
100%.
I want to start small, should we say, and
Mm,
anchor our days with a few non-negotiables. It could be things like a morning stretch or prayer, like
mhm.
Mercy said. Prayer is a non-negotiable for me. I need it to start my day. Family breakfast or quiet cup of tea. I wish I had that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have that quiet cup of tea.
It'll happen soon. Don't
Or
worry.
still can't wait. The story time at night. These are structure points and they ground you. I think even looking at that story time at night, my
Mm,
kids, you cannot send them to bed. They expect you to be in their room and to put them to sleep.
yeah.
To let them know that it's official, that it's actually bedtime.
Mhm.
They can't go to bed without their prayers as well. Of recent, my son has been busting back into my room sometimes when I want my downtimes. Like, mummy, no, we need to pray. You come to my room, pray,
Yes.
pray.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So, like I said, these structure points are definitely essential
Mhm.
for you as a mother. And then I think I want to just ask a question out to the mothers out there or our listeners.
Mhm.
What are 2 to 3 anchor points you could build into your day this week? And do you know
Mm.
what? Since you threw it over to me,
Gonna be my turn.
it is.
For me, anchor points that I can build to my day. Do you know what? I feel like I do have certain things already in place, like structure already in place. But I think, you mentioned about quiet time, like maybe your own, having a quiet cup of tea. I'm not a tea person, but I can definitely use some quiet time in the morning. I think where there's a lot of chaos, like a lot of noise. Oh, I can't find this, mum. I can't find that, mum. And then her husband's probably asking for something, or that you've got a message that you need to sort stuff out quickly. I just need that quiet time for myself, and not necessarily though scrolling on social media or anything like that. Just to breathe, just to reset the mind, because obviously going to sleep, I might have a lot on my mind trying to figure out things for the next day. And that sometimes can rub off in the morning. Like you wake up with a headache or you wake up with a lot of things buzzing in the mind. I just need a few minutes of quiet time. So I think, incorporating that into my day would be good, especially in the morning and at night. I think that's the things that I would definitely say that I need, because I don't get that. I mean, taking children to sleep, like you mentioned, the children saying, "Oh no, you got to pray." They have their structure and the routine, and you kind of you can't stop that because you want a minute for yourself. But it'll be nice to have that quiet time before going to bed. It'll be great. But
You know
you,
what? Something that you just said, answer, but something you just said about the children having their own routine. I started thinking about how I built this routine or how my new motherhood routine started.
Mm,
And I was thinking, who actually dictated that routine? And
mm,
I thought to myself, it's actually the children. And I think, like, even from when they are newborns,
mm.
they dictate the waking up time,
Don't we
the
know it?
feeding time.
Yep.
You don't dictate that, and it's like you slowly start to build your structure around their rhythm to understand.
Mm,
Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, my newborn wakes up at 10 p.m. for their night feed, and then it takes them on to wait at 4 a.m.
man.
So you're looking at between 10 and 4 a.m. This is when I get time for myself, which is
Hmm.
obviously going to be sleep.
Sleep,
And then you
exactly.
know that, yeah, and then at 4 a.m. I'm gonna have to wake up again. And even now, look at down to when they're a little bit older, when they come back from school, their demands are high. You can't say you're having your
Nope.
time when they come back
What
from
is your
school.
time?
So literally, it's like you're building your rhythm
Mm,
around them. Answer: what are the 2 to 3 anchor points that I could build into my day this week? I think is
mm,
reinstalling my morning routine that I used to have, where I wake up, do some walking, do some praying. I seem to have lost that due to different demands now, but it was really a pivotal time in the day for me because it just helps me ground myself. So that is an anchor point that I would definitely like to have back.
mm.
I was going to ask you a question.
No, I love that.
What would it feel like to have a rhythm that reflects
Mhm.
your values instead of external pressures?
Ooh. Again, to be fair, I think I mentioned it earlier that I
Hmm.
kind of have all this already in place with
Yeah.
some room for some flex as well. Like things change in the morning, things happen, in the week that we
Uh-huh.
have to, reset ourselves and do, I guess, make a priority over certain things, which, for example, prayer is a priority and
Uh-huh.
other things shouldn't really take priority over that.
Uh-huh.
But life happens, it happens sometimes. But if I'm honest, with what I have already, to the rhythm for that reflects my values. I think for now it does feel obviously it feels
Uh-huh.
good because I know that I already have that in place. And without it, I think for me, my day wouldn't be as smooth. Don't get
Uh-huh.
me wrong, my day's still chaotic sometimes, and especially in the morning. I keep going back to the mornings, but I think it would be a lot worse if I
Uh-huh.
didn't have certain things in place. Would it be good to have that quiet time I mentioned earlier? Of course, I think it'll make my day even better. But I don't feel like I have much external pressures that I guess interrupts the rhythm that we have in place right now, especially
Okay,
for
okay.
myself and as a family. So yeah, what about you?
I think quite similar to you. I'm still a work in progress, not there yet, but um you would have heard in some of the
Mm,
previous podcasts about rest and how I don't play around with rest. um I
She really
I
doesn't,
think
guys.
I've started to my Saturdays. Remember, Mercy, and obviously for the listeners here, that you always ask me, why are the
Mm.
kids' uniform ironed on a Saturday?
Yeah, I don't understand how she gets it done on Saturday. I mean, they just literally finished school on Friday. Why is it already done for Saturday? I don't get that. I mean, I'm still washing mine on a Friday night, stroke Saturday
For
morning.
me, and it was on Friday night, whether it's washing, I stay up late till the washing is done, make sure that it's dried for at least Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon so that I've ironed it. And Sunday is my
Mm,
rest day. You will not be seeing me running around, where's your uniform, this and
mm,
that. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Because to me, because rest is important for me, I had to create a day where I can rest. And for me, that was Sunday. So I don't mind
mm,
sacrificing my Friday or Saturday just to make sure that Sunday I can rest before I start a new week.
mm.
Yeah. So that is sort of my rhythm that
Okay.
I'm getting in to reflect my values, shall I say.
Yeah. No, I love that honestly, and I am literally taking a leaf from your book. I'm not gonna try and copy. I'm gonna try and
I like
adapt
that.
what
I
I'm
like
doing
that. I
to
like
see if that
that.
works for me. If it doesn't, I'll drop it. But I'm gonna try and do that.
Uh,
Just moving on a bit. I mean, we've all heard that, structure, it brings sanity. So let's
uh,
talk about you, mama. Because structure isn't just for the kids.
yes.
I know sometimes they're the one who set the tone, they set the pace, but really
Uh,
structure is for your sanity too. It's what, keeps you from pouring from an empty cup or even a filled
do
cup
you
in
know what,
some
Mercy? I just
cases.
want to pause on something you said, and that sanity part is so essential. I remember when obviously I had the two boys, back to
Hmm.
back. and that sanity part was really challenged, should I say? And I remember
I can
people talking
imagine.
about getting structure in place, having structure, having structure. And I was like, how do you expect me
Yeah.
to have structure? I'm barely trying to survive here. How do you expect me to just have structure?
Mm-mm.
But after a while, I think when you start realizing the consequences of not having structure for yourself, like having those anchor points, like we said,
Yeah.
you begin to embrace it. And it's like you have to step back on your
Mm,
day
mm,
and actually think, okay, how's the rhythm of the day going? Okay, the kids have their peak time. When is their off peak time? So I like to do that a lot, peak and off peak times. So it's not just for the
mm,
TFL and transport. You do it in your house
mm.
as well.
You know.
um, what can you do in the off peak time? And I had to realize that you obviously
Mm,
you have times where the children are crying together, you got the nappy changes, you got everything, but there are quiet points. And it's essential that in these quiet points that we do make these
mm,
anchor points that we discussed. And I
mhm,
want to share
mhm,
some practical sort of ways to build supportive structures, even in a busy home like mine, even in a bit or like yours, or like everybody out here.
mm,
I wanted to
mm.
talk about
Yeah.
time blocking. I think we've discussed some of that.
Okay.
Instead of like a rigid hour by hour schedule. And you know what? I fell into that trap as well. I used to have, you're gonna laugh, an Excel sheet that 9 a.m., 8 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
What are you talking about? So
But
did I. So did I. I had that
but,
too.
but you know
Guilty.
what? I could never keep up to it. And it actually gave me more stress that if I've not fulfilled what I need to fulfill between 9
Mm,
a.m. and 10 a.m., the day is not working. So I think with this time blocking, what we're actually just saying is that no,
mhm,
look at having 3 to 4 flexible blocks. Flexible, we're saying, like a morning routine,
mm,
midday activities. These things are
mm,
like essential.
mhm.
Afternoon wind downs, evening routines. Think about those kind of things. Number
Yeah.
2, anchor activities. Choose 2 to 3 non-negotiable
Mm,
activities to ground your day. For example, like a 10-minute morning stretch or devotion or prayer time, like we said, shared snack time,
mhm,
screen-free time, story time before bed. These moments become
mm,
predictable pauses in a chaotic day. So when you reach these anchor points, it's almost like
mhm.
milestones that you celebrate. Yeah. And number 3, prep
Oh,
the night
100%.
before. Lay out clothes, prep snacks, review your top 3 tasks. This kind of lowers your mental load in the morning. I think,
Mm,
Mercy, probably something that you do as well. I do a lot of prepping the night before.
mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
mentioned that prepping, even if you can prep a day before, 2 days before, do it. Uh, I think number 4 will probably add
Mhm.
a mama moment structure. Pick one small ritual each day that is just for you. Tea after school drop off. I
Oh,
could
I love
take that
that.
one actually. Yeah,
Honestly, I love that.
5 minutes journal before bed. And sometimes as well, it doesn't have to be, if you can't write or get to the
Mm,
journal, why don't you just drop yourself a voice note in WhatsApp? Because I think you can sometimes, I'm sure my phone allows me to do it, where you can message yourself. Um, just drop 5 minutes there. How's your day been?
yeah.
It's just about being practical where you can. And I know that this is now kind of
Mm.
conflicts what I've just said. A no phone hour during nap time.
But it's nap time. It's not during your,
Yeah, fair
your
enough.
high
Number
time during
5,
the day.
keep a
So,
weekly reset ritual. Once a week, once a week, reflect and reset. What worked and what didn't. Adjust your rhythms accordingly. Like I think this is so key.
mm,
We mentioned about the Excel sheet that we used to do hour by hour. It wasn't working.
mm,
Mamas, when you try what we've said, some things are going to work, some
right.
things are not going to work. You need to be flexible in creating that rhythm.
Mhm.
You will, but slowly and surely, you will actually find that concrete rhythm in place the more flexible you are.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, do you
Uh-huh.
know what? All these points that you've given, one of them definitely struck a chord with me, and that was, adding
Yeah.
a mama moment structure, because
Yeah.
we're literally always running
Uh-huh.
for everyone else, but not for ourselves. So having that time, just to the tea after school drop off. Again, I'm not a tea person, but I'll gladly go and sit and drink tea somewhere just to
Uh,
unwind before I actually start my day. I love it. And these
uh-huh.
aren't big fancy changes. They're not. They're things that are, quite doable. They're gentle
Uh,
shifts that bring order, presence, and most
Definitely.
importantly, it brings peace for you. So, and honestly, I love these
Oh, I
points so
hope it
much. I
doesn't
really,
just
really
help
do.
us, but it helps other mothers out there as well.
Mm,
And just remember that
100%.
structure isn't meant to control you, it's meant to carry you. I want to repeat that again. Structure
Mm,
isn't meant to control you, it's meant to carry you, especially on the hard days when
yeah.
decision fatigue hits and everything feels loud. Um, Here's a thoughtful take on the
Mm,
importance of structure in life, especially through the lens of mothers.
mm,
So, mothers, which one of these tips could you try this week just to see how it feels? Mercy, you already mentioned the mama
mm.
structure.
But you know what? There's another
Okay,
one that
go
I
on.
would say that I could add, but I'll let you answer yours first before I even add a little bit
Uh,
more to mine.
I think I'm going to go for the mama structure. That tea one after school run. I'm a tea person. Yeah, I'll take that one
Period.
anytime. Yeah.
Okay. No, I love that. I mean, for me, I think as well as obviously the
Uh,
moment structure, prepping the night before. Now,
uh-huh.
this is something that I used to do like religiously from when
Uh,
my first was in started school, but lately I just haven't because
uh,
life happens at night. You either get tired. This,
oh
like I
my
said, this heat wave has
gosh.
been messing with me, so I just haven't bothered. I mean, the uniform could be ironed for the
Uh,
week, but I won't necessarily put it out like ready for them to wear the next day. But I think that'll be something that I need to
uh,
do again, getting their uniforms out, even though it's ironed already in their wardrobe, but actually physically having it out for them to see the day before with their bags ready. To be fair,
uh,
their bags are always packed anyway, ready the night before, but just the uniform. I think, just leaving it out in the morning, and it will help because, there's some days whereby not that I've
yeah.
overslept, but you've got up a little bit later and that messes
Uh,
with the day and the rhythm for the day. And, the time that we leave home. So yeah, I think that
uh-huh.
the point number 3, prepping the night before, I think will be um something that I want to try
All the
this
best.
week. Yeah. Thanks.
So, well, at the end, this one is a short and sweet podcast for you mamas. But mamas, you don't
Mm,
have to run a military operation, but you do deserve a rhythm that brings you peace, clarity, and energy.
yes, it does. And honestly, and
That's
structure is
all.
not the enemy of freedom. It is
Uh-huh.
not the enemy of freedom. Trust me, you can still be free, but have structure. It's the foundation for it, if I'm honest. Start where you are, build slowly, and let your rhythms reflect your season. Now, if this
Uh-huh.
episode, resonated with you, I really would encourage you to share it with another mama, who's navigating chaos, who's navigating, for lack
Uh,
of a better word, lack of structure or lack of rhythm. So they can, use these tips to help them as well on their journey. And be sure to listen to our upcoming episode. Um, it's going to be a powerful reminder.
yes. And just a prompt for your journal or your quiet time
Mm,
for you mothers out there. What rhythm am I ready to reclaim for my peace, my purpose, and my family? I
mm,
repeat, I want you to
mm,
reflect on this.
mm.
What rhythm am I ready to reclaim for my peace, my purpose, or my family? And as always, tag us on in our Instagram at Mama's Moments of Growth and tell us how you are building that rhythm into your life.
Mm,
Until next time, choose rhythm over pressure.
yeah,
You are doing better than you think.
100%.
Bye for now.
See ya.